We're here. We're live again. We got another episode with Jason. Jason, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me, Benil.
Excited. Had to call you over. Where were you? In Belleville.
I was in
Brought
Belleville.
You all the way down here.
Yeah, I was gonna drive to Windsor, and then you're like,
quick stop.
Yeah, you called me when I was with my team. You're like, come to Cigars and Cars. I was like, all right. So just came here and going to Windsor tonight. It's gonna be good though.
Well, I appreciate you for coming. I know this is now your second time in YESA. The first time. The third. This is the third.
This is my third time in YESA.
Okay, let's go back. How did you hear about YESA for the first time?
The first time, for the OGs that know about that I've been in YESA, Adam Raha is the one that referred me in here. He's like this short Moroccan kid. I went to elementary school with him. He called me. He was like, "Hey man, you should come to YESA. I'm making like 10 grand a month." I was like, "No, you're not." I was like, "Sound like the biggest scam ever." And he was trying to poach me for months. But then I was just working a minimum wage job. And, I was like, I have nothing to lose. So gave it a shot.
So when was this? Do you remember the timing?
This was back in August of 2023.
Okay.
That was the very first time I came. And that was an interesting story when I first came in.
And then you came and then you left. Was it shortly after?
Very shortly after. I left in October.
Of the same year?
Of the same year. Literally 2 months. I was in the company for 2 months. I quit because I was a bitch.
I don't want to say, but
yeah. and then I came back. This is like a year later, in February of this year. Did well. I was here for 4 months. And then I quit again because I was a bitch again.
And now you're here.
And then I'm here again
for the third time.
Yeah, but I'm good to go. I'm good to go. I'm not leaving ever.
Well, now you're newly promoted manager as well, and you did it quite quick, like for the third time. But you made it. What was it, in a few months?
2 months.
After you came back in 2 months, now you're a manager. But what were you doing before YESA? Because I know, the first time you came in, you quit, came back, quit again. But what were you doing before?
Right before YESA, so I'm from Niagara Falls. So if anyone's familiar with Niagara Falls, I worked at like where the attractions are, Clifton Hill, just selling tickets. Selling tickets to attractions, and it was commission based, so I kind of learned how to be like working for your money in a sense. It was 30 cents an attraction, granted, but it's a high school job, right? So it was pretty good doing that for being like a 16, 17-year-old.
It's not bad.
Yeah, and then went to school, dropped out in a semester because.
What were you taking?
Accounting.
Just because your parents probably told you? Or...
Basically, but I dropped out because I'm a bitch. And then I got into barbering, actually. I did some barbering. So that was pretty good. I learned that trade for a little bit.
This was all before you joined for the first time?
This is all before I joined YESA. So yeah, and then when I quit the first time, actually, I went back into barbering a bit. Nothing too crazy, but just cut friends, family, and then just learned the craft a little bit. But I never went too far in that career.
Out of curiosity, what made you come back to YESA for the third time? Like, I know you said you quit and then came back, quit and came back. What made you want to keep coming back? Was there something drawing you in, or was it just like,
Yeah, in all honesty, so not to get into too specifics, but when I did leave, I essentially got sold a really big dream. And that being said, like, I thought I was leaving a great opportunity already, because I wasn't even, honestly, when I left, I can't even say that I was like fully unsold on Coach Go or YESA in any kind of way.
You just got sold something.
I just got sold something that was like, I guess like you can say an opportunist, right? Do I regret leaving? 100%. So then when I was in that position, I was like, man, why'd I leave? Like it was always running in my head, because I always felt like I had great energy. I was doing well for myself in sales and always uplifted the team. So then, you know what? I was like, I have to come back. And someone that left the company, he's not in the company anymore, he resold me on it. He was like, yo, if you just ask Sierra, I'm sure they're gonna let you back in. And I honestly thought that my name was never gonna be a part of YESA ever again.
Did you leave on bad terms? Or
no, not on bad terms. It was very abrupt though.
It was out of nowhere?
It was like I was pushing for management, I was producing, always hitting like a jersey at the minimum. And it was very abrupt, just on a Wednesday afternoon.
You decided to...
I was like, yo.
Was this the first time you left?
This is the second time I left.
This is the second time. What made you come back after the first time?
The first time, it was more so just, it was a timing thing. I was like, okay, I left another door-to-door company after YESA. I did TELUS for a bit. I eventually left that, and I was just kind of in an area where I didn't have much going on for me. I was like, you know what? Let's just go back to door knocking.
And then came back
to here.
How did your parents feel about you doing this, door to door, especially
They don't
coming from
even
like
know.
an Asian background?
Honestly, if I called my parents right now, they probably wouldn't even know what I do for a job.
To this day?
If I called my dad and I said, "Dad, what do I do for work?" He's like, "I don't know. You just leave and come back, and you just make money, I guess."
They don't care about.
They don't give a fuck. When I dropped out of school, my dad didn't know for like half a year. Every time I went to work, he just thought I was going to school.
You just didn't tell him, or you just did not care when you tell him?
I didn't tell him because I was like trying to hide it from him.
Okay.
I'm a mama's boy, I'll say. So I told my mom, and it was a 10-minute conversation, like, why not go to school, this, and that. And then she's like, okay, as long as you're happy. And I told my dad after, he was like, all right, whatever.
Doesn't care too much.
These guys don't care. Honestly, I have pretty chill parents. So they just have this ideology that, like, you go to school, you're automatically successful, right? Because they're coming from a third world country, traveling here in a pretty harsh setting back in the 90s. So they did a lot for us just to have the idea of, like, I want my kids to go to school.
Where did they grow up in?
Vietnam.
Oh, they came from Vietnam.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
What's that like? Growing up in a family. You said you have 6 siblings, I was told.
Yeah, I have 3 older sisters and then 2 younger brothers. So I have Eric, who's in the company now, and he has an identical twin brother, actually.
Where's he at?
He's in school. He's at Western doing engineering, so
Nice.
It's not gender studies or anything like that. So
That's
he's in a good field. Hey, if it doesn't work out for him though, I'll give him a call, and then we're gonna have new identical twins in the company.
How much does that push you though, coming from an immigrant background with parents and stuff like that? Because I'm from the same thing, right?
Yeah.
My parents came with nothing.
Yeah.
I know you mentioned your parents went through a lot of hardships to get here. Is that a big why for you to produce? Would you say?
Yeah. In all honesty, it's my biggest why. My dad, he had probably the hardest thing. He was a boat person, so fresh off a boat person. So he had to come from a boat.
Oh, actually.
literally from Vietnam to here. But he had to do 2 years in a Chinese refugee camp beforehand, and that was like, he's had some very like harsh stories. And he was like 18 to 20 years old doing that. So when I put my life in perspective, I came in this company when I was 19 and have a blessing to make the money I can, be with the people I can. And
what was some of the stuff he went through that he like talked to you about? You don't have to go into full details, but like things that you would say made you kind of realize the life you had here compared to your dad.
Yeah.
Is there certain stories that come to mind?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just like the living situations, people would like literally get beat up in their sleep. They would, have nightmares. There's a lot of ghost stories, like paranormal stories there. And, he's from Vietnam. He's in a Chinese refugee camp. So he doesn't know any like these Chinese people. But my mom, luckily, she had it a little easier. She took a plane to here because my grandparents, her parents, were already in Canada, so it was easier for her to come here. So yeah, they immigrated to British Columbia first, and then eventually migrated to Niagara Falls. And yeah, 6 kids.
Did your parents meet here too, or was it back home?
I think they met here. They're from the same city in Vietnam, but they met in Canada. And then yeah, 6 kids. We're all from Niagara Falls. And I'm pretty proud of it, honestly.
It's pretty sick. I mean, yeah, you should be. It's not easy for parents coming here not knowing the language and having to make it work, and then 6 kids to raise at the same time. So, but I mean, the numbers you've been having here, obviously, it's probably a very strong why, which is why you got promoted to manager.
Yeah, that's my biggest why.
How often does that push you on route? Like, does that just come to mind often, or is it just something you think about when you wake up? Or
no, I wouldn't say I would just think about it when I'm out knocking. I'm like, I have my why as a whole general thing for my family. So I don't think about like, oh, I got to get the sale for my family. I just go out and push the most of my capabilities because I know in the grand scheme of things, like it's all gonna help me out with the why that I do have. But I don't specifically think about it throughout my day-to-day.
It's just something you use as like a big target.
Exactly. That's really it. Because I feel like with this job, if you don't have a why, you're kind of just floating around.
That is very true, yeah. And you start roller coastering and your stats go up and down one week, but
exactly
hasn't happened to you. I know you've been pushing crazy numbers. You're in heavyweight.
Yep.
We'll talk about the USC a little bit, but yet I see the BMF belt.
I want that belt.
Who do you think would be your hardest matchup that you've had so far in the season?
That I've had so far, like out of all
ones you've had so far, which one was the toughest?
I had one of the twins. I got swept. It was one of the twins. And in all honesty, like when I saw that, when I got matched up with them, I was first in heavyweight. at that time. So I saw that, I was like, oh, the company sees me and they're like, they want to stop me. So I was like, okay, give me the twin and I'll go fucking crazy. I got swept.
It was not a good ending, but
No. And then I did take another L to Rawad. I lost by 1 sale. No excuses. He beat me fair and square.
Damn.
But I think by the time that this comes out, I should be top 3 in heavyweight, hopefully.
who do you want to go against? Do you have somebody in mind? You want to go against Johan or?
No, not Johan. I'll be honest, not Johan. Anyone else, I'd love to.
What about the other twin?
The other twin, I could take him on too. That's fine.
Damn, who'd you go against, Hussein or Hassan?
Honestly, I don't know which one.
Just
There's
one
one
of the twins.
because they just it's split equal, right? So,
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
And I don't have a personal relationship with any of them either. So I just said, okay, I'm against one of the twins that starts with an H. Their last name's Adala. They're gonna kill it. So that was what was in my mind.
Fair enough. Now I'm just curious because I know, you've been here. I think your overall time that you've been at YESA, from leaving, coming back, leaving, it's been like what, 7-8 months?
Something like that. If you were just like to calculate all the months I've been here, the 2 months, then 4 months, and then 2 months again, yeah, like 8 months altogether.
8 months. So yeah, I mean, still a relatively short time.
Yeah,
What
it
is
is.
your, I guess, next step? Because I know you just got promoted. Do you want to go to the state? Do you have another step in mind after this, after management?
In all honesty, I want to be some kind of like training manager, training director. I feel as though there's still a lot for me to learn in terms of my sales abilities. But in terms of like my purpose, I feel as though that I like to teach what I know and what I have to see other people grow and prosper. So like,
It's pretty sick, yeah.
yeah, like even I did just 1 week of Belleville managing. This was my first week of management. I was just helping some people that have only been here for like 2 months. And from the Monday when I just met them to the Saturday when I left, I'd seen so much growth in literally just 1 month.
Just in that short period of time.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, man. Yeah, obviously you have the potential. You've been killing it. You've been crushing it. You're a manager and whatnot. Let's just switch gears for a bit.
Yeah,
Obviously,
let me know.
the show is Cigars and Cars.
With no cigars.
Beautiful car. Yeah, no cigars today. We couldn't smoke here. But
It's all good.
what car are you currently driving now?
I just bought a new car.
Oh shit! What car did you get?
It's just a Ford Explorer, nothing too fancy.
It's not a bad car.
2018. It's just for my management. Funny story behind that.
Let's hear it.
I'm driving a beat up Ford Fusion. Like when I say beat up, it's pretty beat
Destroyed?
up. Like I don't even have a front mirror. It like got bashed.
You didn't have the front mirror.
No, I could
So how would you look?
use my eyes, I guess.
Yeah.
It's okay. I didn't get pulled over.
I guess the stereotypes are true.
Yeah. But Taco gives me a call. I do my interview and he's like, yeah, we want to move forward with you in management. I was like, okay. He's like, what car do you drive? I was like, it's not a good management car. He's like, okay, buy a new car. I'm sure a lot of managers have this talk either with Corey or Taco. I told him straight up, I was like, honestly, Taco, I don't have the funds to just, outright buy a car easily right now. He's like, dude, just finance it. Put whatever you have down, finance it, buy a car. I got sold. I was like, all right, let's just do it. Literally, I was like, what app do I get? He's like, go to Car Gurus. Go on Car Gurus, 2 minutes. I go Ford Explorer, saw a good price. I messaged, the guy gives me a call. He's like, want to check it out? I'm like, sure. And I bought it. Like, I didn't
All
even
within
negotiate. All the way in. It's all within a day.
Damn, that's pretty
Very
quick.
And I wasn't even looking to buy a car. And I just dropped, boom.
How much was it?
After everything, it was like 29,000. Like taxes, warranty.
It's pretty
everything.
good though.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. What'd you do with the Ford Fusion?
I just gave it away. Eric has it right now.
Eric, who?
My little brother. In
You
the
gave him a
company.
car with no mirror on the front?
I told him he can fix it. It's okay. That's his problem now. I give it to him
Kind
for
of
free.
pass off
so
the responsibility
it's
to
all
him.
good. He can just take it. He can do whatever he wants. If he gets pulled over, it's not on me.
It's
But
not up to you.
I told
You're
him. just to
driving a
get it
police
fixed.
car, no?
I am driving a police
I
car.
hate people with your car, bro.
Yeah, I know.
What's your
love
future
it.
dream car? If you get to
Dream
pick
car?
one dream car.
No, honestly, I'm not a big car person. I'm not very materialistic person overall.
Look, you don't have to be like Mother Teresa now on
guess.
us, but if you had to pick a car that you're like, you know what, I want this car.
I feel like I've
Look
always
what?
thought of an Audi R8 when I was a kid. It's fairly basic as like your dream supercar.
It is sick though.
It is a sick car though. I feel like it'd be badass for me to come out, all dripped out in a $5,000 suit, got my sunglasses on.
With the mirror at the top.
Yeah. It's
It's
like,
a nice car. No, I like that. I think that's the one Rafferty has too.
yeah,
Do they still make them? Audi R8s?
dude.
We'll fact check that.
I wouldn't
before.
even know. There's an Audi R8 over here. That's pretty
Somewhere
sick.
back there.
Yeah. It's sick
Yeah.
though. Yeah.
But anyways, back into the USC
Mm-hmm.
season. We pretty much we have a little bit left before the the regular season's done, and then it's playoffs. Do you know if you're gonna make it into the super heavyweight, or you're just gonna stay in heavyweight?
For me, I had a minor step back because I took
What
a
was
week
that?
off because of the management training. My goal is to be in super heavyweight. I'm pretty sure the rules is you got to be top 3 in the heavyweight.
In the heavyweight, yeah.
And I'm right there. Whoever I have this coming week, anyways,
You're gonna go even harder.
I know I'm gonna beat them regardless. So
What if it's me though?
I thought even better, even easier.
You said the same thing against the Twins.
Yeah, but like you're not the Twins, so it's all
Well,
good.
I beat the Twin.
Well, good for you.
If you had to call out one person that you want to go up against, that you want to have a match, that you know you're gonna beat, who would you want to look in that mirror and call him out right now?
I'm looking at you, Benil. Might as well. You're in the heavyweight. I don't know if anyone's called you out, because if you've been just interviewing people that aren't in the heavyweight.
Damn.
But like, you know, the real deals, the real meals, it's all good. It doesn't matter. But you're the call out, Benil.
I will destroy you. I hope whoever's
Ask-
doing the matchmaking puts us together.
Ask Valerie right now.
I'm gonna text Valerie after this. I'm gonna say, yo, put me against this Jason guy, because none of us work the Monday. It would make perfect sense.
Exactly. I'm okay with that.
And we're gonna look back at this when I destroyed you,
Oh man.
and we'll go from there. But you know,
That'd be funny.
it's okay. You couldn't beat the Twins. I got the job done. But
Yeah.
I'll teach you a little bit thing about that. But that wraps up another episode of Cigars and Cars with your host Benil and today's very special guest. Thank you once again, Jason, for being on the show.
Thank you, Benil. I
Nice seeing
appreciate
you.
it.
We'll see you guys next time.
Thank you.